In this video, you'll learn how to switch your domain in Google Workspace by adding a new domain the right way so you can later make it your primary domain without running into problems. First, let's set the stage for what we're doing. In Google Workspace, your domain is the part of your email address that comes after the @ symbol, like yourcompany.com. When you want to move from one domain to another or bring in an additional domain that you might eventually use as your main one, the first and most important step is to add that new domain correctly. That's exactly what we'll walk through now. Start by signing into your Google admin console in a web browser using an account that has administrator access. Once you're in the admin console, look for the section where you manage your domains. This is usually labeled Domains in the left-hand menu. Click that and then choose the option to add a domain. Now, this next part is crucial. When Google asks what type of domain you want to add, you're going to see at least two main choices: secondary domain and domain alias. It's very important that you select secondary domain here. Do not choose domain alias. Here's why this matters. A secondary domain is treated as its own separate domain in your Google Workspace account. You can create users directly on that domain, like user@newdomain.com, and later on you'll have the option to promote that secondary domain to be your primary one. A domain alias, on the other hand, simply mirrors your existing primary domain. It lets users receive email at another domain, but it cannot be made primary. If you accidentally add your new domain as a domain alias, you won't be able to promote it later and you'd have to remove it and start over. So take a moment here and double check that you are selecting secondary domain. After you've chosen secondary domain, you'll see a field where you can type in the new domain name you want to add. Carefully enter your new domain, making sure there are no typos. For example, if your new domain is examplecompany.com, type it exactly as it's registered with your domain provider. It's a good idea to copy and paste it from your registrar, or at least read it out loud to yourself once, just to be sure it's correct. Once you've entered the new domain name and confirmed it looks right, click the button labeled Add Domain and start verification. This tells Google that you want to add this domain to your Workspace account and that you're ready to prove you own it. At this stage, Google will provide you with verification instructions, typically involving adding a record at your domain registrar. Even though that part might feel a bit technical, the key point in this tutorial is that you've now correctly added the domain as a secondary domain and started the verification process. As long as you chose secondary domain and not domain alias, you're set up to later make this new domain your primary one once verification is complete. So to recap, the essential steps are: open the admin console, go to domains, choose to add a domain, select secondary domain, enter your new domain name carefully, and then click Add Domain and start verification. Following these steps exactly ensures you won't be blocked from using this new domain as your main Google Workspace domain in the future.